Welcome to Two Chicks and a Horror Flick, a weekly horror movie review podcast. I'm Tawny Ray.
And I'm Felicia Connor. Subscribe to get new episodes every Wednesday. We dive into trivia, drink a little whiskey, and of course, give our no BS opinions.
Join our Discord server or message us on social media to talk all things scary.
And if you like the show, consider supporting us on Patreon.
You can find all these links on our website, twochicksandahorrorflick.com. Thanks for listening.
Now let's get scared.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. Today is a special day because we're kicking off our month of alien movies. September. So welcome to September. And this is Felicia's, these are Felicia's picks. I was like, you get carte blanche. Is that the right word?
I think so.
For that? Okay.
That's how I would use the word. So if it's not right, then
we're both wrong.
Yes.
So today we're going to be talking about War of the Worlds from 2005. But before we get into all of that, Felicia, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a big old goblet of lemon water. You know, remember when I had that tree full of lemons? Well, it's not blooming right now with lemons. It's not the time of the year, but we do see some green lemons starting to grow, which makes me happy because I didn't realize how addicted I became to these big, juicy lemons. And the ones at the store are so dried out and tiny. So yeah, I can't wait to have lemons again.
That's cool. I've also been thinking about like, it'd be cool to grow our own food. Not that I know even how to begin doing that. And it seems so stressful and complicated. But at some point, I feel like it'd be cool to have like a little garden.
Yeah, just like stuff you eat all the time, like some of the herbs you eat all the time, like, oh my God, lettuce and onions and tomatoes, like.
Oh, garlic you can grow.
Ooh.
But I think garlic, it's a long process. Like you got to grow them and then you got to fucking cure them for months probably.
Oh yeah, that sounds way out of my league.
Yeah.
My capabilities.
But carrots, I think, are kind of easy and you just eat them.
Oh yeah, that would be fun to have like a little garden of stuff.
Yeah.
The tree, it just blooms. It's real healthy.
That's
I
nice,
really have to do anything with that tree.
Yeah. I'm going to have to look into this maybe.
But that's what I'm drinking. Lemon water. What are you drinking?
I am drinking one of the Athletic Brewing hazy IPA.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. Trying to cut back on drinking. And as you can tell from my koozie and my outfit, I am fucking ready for fall. It's September 3rd. Summer is over, y'all. Let's just get into turtlenecks.
Please.
And autumnal shows and books and everything.
I agree with you. I was just this morning on Instagram looking at autumn pictures. And is it still hot though where you are at?
It is, but it's definitely cooling off. Like today it's like raining. I think it's stopped raining now,
nice.
But it was raining quite a bit this morning and it's cooled off. Tomorrow's supposed to be like 70 something, but I think we might get another wave of hot weather, but we're there, in my opinion, my mind.
We are, it's cooler today. It's 98.
Oh my God.
It looks like we're gonna get back up to 111 by next Sunday. I really just want to be someplace where there's fall weather, cool fall weather.
Do you get a fall at all?
I mean, usually around Halloween is when it starts to cool off, and then it is cold. I mean, to us, if it does snow up in Flagstaff, but it's like 50s. In the morning it could get down to 40s.
Yeah,
during the winter.
A little chilly.
It does. Yeah, you have to wear sweaters and stuff.
Yeah,
desert gets chilly, but my oldest is up at NAU in Flagstaff, and it is raining and like in the 50s, 60s. So beautiful.
See, once that's what happened here is like there was like a rainstorm or something and it flipped my switch. I was like, I'm done, which sucks because like I feel like we didn't actually have that long of a summer and we didn't get to do a whole lot of summery stuff. But I think part of that was like moving into the house and having trips and like we just didn't have enough time to do summer activities. We've gone paddleboarding once and I don't think we'll be able to go again unless the weather gets hot. but I was really putting off the fall vibes as long as I possibly could because I was like, I'm not ready. We got to really have a summer. But then it was September 1st. And I was like, you know what? It's over. I'm gonna stop resisting this.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting. You totally enjoy it, especially for all of us who don't really have a fall.
Yeah, we got to do it for you.
Yes, please. Everybody, please.
Yeah. Okay, so what have you been doing? Give me your updates.
Yes. So this month long of Alien movies, I wish it was really a month long. I had mentioned it on our Instagram, but I was surprised by some work trips that I have to do 3 times over the next 3 months. I'll be traveling to Malaysia for 2 weeks at a time. So, and at first I was like, oh, Tawny, let's record on the weekend while I'm there. Then I wasn't sure about that because I'll be training them from 7 p.m. I'm a corporate trainer by day, for those of you who don't know. So 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. That would be sleep. And I'm like, you know what? I might be like just real messed up. So we probably shouldn't count on recording.
Yeah.
So there's that. My second thing I want to say before I say what I'm watching, because of that. So there's something I've wanted for a very long time. And if you've seen my Instagram, you probably know, and it's a Freewrite Smart Typewriter. I have wanted it so bad. It's a totally psychological thing in a nutshell. Like when you open your laptop, this is what really sold me on it. When you open your laptop, your brain is wired to do any number of things on your laptop. I could edit episodes. I could make graphics. I could play Sims. I could anything.
Social media.
Yeah, social media, emails, Discord. But on this, I'm going to show you because it's freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, I saw the picture on Instagram, but
on this device, it only writes. You can't even edit. You could delete a word, but that's not what it's for. It's for just you turn it on and you write.
I was wondering about this because it looks like you can only see like a few words of what you've probably written, right? Can you even see what you're writing?
Yes. So let's see if I can. So you just turn it on, press the red button, and now there's my writing. I just wrote typing a story right now because I was practicing and you can't even see it. But how do I get it so you can?
Oh, yeah, it's not like
you can't even
adjusting.
See.
Okay.
So yes, this whole window here, maybe there's words down here, but you can't see it. So yes, you have this amount of words you can see in the window. And the purpose of that is so that you just type and you don't keep going back.
Yeah.
Oh, let me adjust this thing. Let me edit this thing. Ooh, I misspelled that word.
Yeah.
Now let me go and correct that. Nope, just type. It's supposed to like double, triple your word count. And it's that easy. This is my story. Now I can just type. It's really super tactile.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a typewriter. The keys are really nice. This is how you switch. So you have 3 folders, right? So there's one story, and then I could have another story on this one. It just pops open. Or a third one. It syncs. Nice. You turn the Wi-Fi on, and it syncs your story. So then you can save like backups, and ultimately it'll sync it to like wherever, Dropbox or whatever. Google Docs. And then when you can then take that and edit that document.
Gotcha.
But this is just it's like not to get in the way. It's really weighted too. It's just such a good quality, like way heavier than I thought it was going to be. And it just sits, you can't see, but really nicely, super sturdy on your lap. Even when I have my feet. Are
you going to break that out? Sorry, I'm interrupting you. Are you going to break that out on the airplane?
Yes. So, well, here's the thing. So
you're going to be treating everybody to ASMR, typing ASMR.
Yeah. So they really, really cool. I'm so excited about this. But that's what made me go ahead and do it, was because I'm not bringing my personal laptop. Once we decided we weren't going to record, I'm not going to bring my personal laptop. I'm just going to bring that.
Yeah.
And then my work laptop, of course. And I have like I have a 10-hour layover on the way home in Singapore. So I'm just going to type. I'm going to type in the hotel room. I'm going to type on the weekends. My second trip to Malaysia, one of my coworker friends is going, and she's like, we're going to go. I'm going to bring you around. She's more adventurous than I am. But this one, I'm going to type and bring some books too to read. And I'm very excited. Now, the airport is the last thing I'll say. The airplane, I totally was going to. And then I'm like, I mean, I don't know. I might really irritate people. I mean, that's a 16-hour flight. I don't know. Like, maybe I'll try, but if people start going, hey, can you stop that? Oh, yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I don't want to disturb people, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it wouldn't be that disturbing, though. Like, people, first of all, a lot of people have headphones or they just sleep. And then the white noise of the plane itself is so fucking loud. I can, like, barely have a conversation sometimes with Jade right next to me because it's so fucking loud. So I actually don't think people would be able to hear it. Ooh, depending on how loud it is. But
yeah, because it doesn't need to plug in. You charge it and the charge lasts like forever, like weeks. And so you just turn it on and type. You don't need to be connected to the internet either. That's just to sync your docs. You just anywhere.
Yeah. What a weird fucking handy device. But it's just weird to think that we now have to come back around to like typewriters basically because we're like too distracted by fucking our phones, and laptops and shit.
I know. And some people, they may not need it. I am very highly distractible. I'll be in there and I'll go, I'll think of something about my character. So then I'll go over because it's very handy. It's just right over here is all my character profiles. I'll pop that open. Now I'm doing that. And then I'm just...
Me too, dude. Me too.
I'm too distracted. So I'm excited about it. And I promised like I would post like some not reviews, but like a little review or like update. That's what I'm trying to say. An update on how it's going. So
yeah, I definitely want to hear about it. It seems cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Hell yeah, dude. That'll be good.
The only other thing that I've been balls to the wall with is me and Steve have binged the hell out of Succession. Okay, we are so into Succession. Honestly, we started when I got back from Vancouver, which was just like a week ago. And we are in the middle of season 4, which is the last season to watch. They're going to come out with season 5, but we're almost done with it. It's all we do. Yesterday, that's all we did. We watched like we finished off the entire season 3.
Oh my God. Is it like current? Are they, is the last season like something that came out kind of recently, or is this like an older show?
I think, there's 4 seasons of it. So I think that's a mixture of both, right? So it started a little bit ago, but I believe they're going to have season 5. Season 5's not released yet.
I thought you meant like that it was done. Like that they wrapped.
No, I'm sorry. No, like we'll be current. And then they're going to have a new season.
Gotcha.
Very interested. I dream about these people. It's ridiculous that they come in my dreams. That's what we've been doing. Super obsessed with that.
Okay. Interesting. It's a random one to pick up. I think I'm mixing that up with another show that's like older, that's wrapped up, that's having a resurgence right now. Maybe it's like Suits
Billions
or something.
Oh, Suits. That's an older one that I see it popping up when I turn on the Netflix or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe this is just, I don't know. All of the characters are like so despicable, but you love them and they're not despicable. I mean, they're very, very wealthy. So it's just a whole different level. It's good. It's really good.
Interesting. Okay.
Great acting. Really good acting.
What about reading? Have you been reading some shit?
Yeah, not as much as I'm watching Succession, but
that's taking up all of your time. Yeah,
pretty much is. I am still reading. I have her right here, Wayward. I'm about halfway through here. You can't see because it's a white bookmark. So halfway through Wayward, this lineage of witches, very, very, very good. I'm loving that, and I'm still getting through because I'm reading way too many books. The School for Bad Mothers. And then on the flight to Vancouver, I'm almost done with, dude, this is a long book because it was like an over 20-hour Audible book.
Oh, okay.
It's called Pretty Girls. 9 hours left. God, it's just a lot. I started Seed by Anya Alborn. It is a horror novel, and I find it really fascinating. I just don't know if I can listen to it because the guy, he has a great voice. He has kind of like this Southern accent, but his voice is so light hearted, I guess. And it's like
Weird.
scary things are happening. So I'm not feeling totally scared. I feel like I'd be more scared if I read it. So I got it on my Kindle so I could read it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
For me. How about you?
Well, I have a few things. So on September 1st, I posted about this on Instagram. I made Jade watch The Craft because, again, I'm like fucking ready for fall. And I'm like, bring on anything that feels like Halloween. But it's on Hulu and I've been meaning to have him watch it for a long time. But I also have been like, I don't know if you're going to like this because like the target audience for this movie is definitely mostly teenage girls, right? Like we were watching it and I was like, if you think that we didn't try to go do all of these things as a group of witches as kids, you're wrong. But we definitely did. But he really liked it. He said he really enjoyed it, and it like was a different movie than he thought it was going to be. So that was cool.
That's awesome.
Love that movie. And then I've only watched one episode of this, but I saw someone on TikTok, and now I wish I would have saved this video to give them credit, but I didn't. I just came across it in my feed. There's a new show on Amazon Prime, I think, called Shelter. And it's like based on a book. So I think the author of the book is Harlan Corlin, something like that. That's what it's called, Shelter. Harlan Corlin's Shelter. And I just watched the first episode, but it's like it seems like a really fun kind of spooky because it's like a mystery thing happening, but it's like a group of kids trying to solve the mystery. Very classic.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Kind of setup.
Goonies type feel, or is it more scary?
I haven't seen the Goonies.
Shoot! I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call you out.
You didn't mean to.
Like kids trying to solve a mystery.
Yeah, I think it is a little. It's a little spooky in the way that there are. It seems like there's some
a little scarier then.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, but not. I wouldn't call it like full on.
Like
super
not
scary
Stranger
horror.
Things scary level, like Stranger Things level.
Probably
scary?
not.
Okay.
But I don't know because I'm only a little bit in, so it could get scarier.
But you've seen. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna shut up. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I thought you meant you're only a little way through Stranger Things, and I was about to go, wait a second, but then I realized what you were saying. So
yeah,
okay,
the show could get scarier from this point. I don't know. But it mostly seems like a mystery thriller kind of fun. These kids have to put shit together. Anyway. So that's interesting. I'll update as I get further into that show. And then, so I've kind of been on like a book thing. Like we talked about this last time but it's like a problem because I can't find anything that I want to read. And I'm having a hard time like sticking with stuff. So like I tried to read, we talked about this. Tender is the Flesh is what you told me.
Yeah.
And I found that for free on Libby and I started it and I don't know, something just wasn't grabbing me about it. Like I didn't get very far.
Tawny, I don't even know what to recommend you anymore. I don't even know. If that book didn't make you go, holy shit, I need to see where this takes me. I don't know what to recommend you.
It even was like the description was like, oh, but he meets a girl that makes him rethink this whole situation, right? And I was like, oh, is this kind of going to be like a horror romance? But I got not even that far in, but just a handful of pages. And I was like, I don't know. This is just, it's not grabbing me. Like,
oh, shoot. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
What's going on with you?
I don't know, dude. I think part of it is that with these romance books, they're not all of them are very good even. You know what I mean? But I think I've like trained my brain that there's going to be something that's like, there's going to be tension, right? Like I know that there's going to be like a meet cute and like tension that happens between the main characters. And so I've trained my brain to expect that. And now that I'm hopping into these other genres, I don't think I know what to expect, but there's not like, but because of that, I'm not excited for any moment of the book. And I'm sure that if I read a handful of one genre, I think I might get to that point where I'm like, oh, I know that there's going to be X type of tension and I'm excited to watch how that plays out. But so I think that's my problem right now that I'm having.
Yeah, because you probably have a real quick, straightforward payout or payback with the romance novels. Like just you were mentioning all of those points that they're going to deliver. They're going to deliver, and they're going to deliver pretty quickly.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very short usually, and the setup happens. And if the setup doesn't happen in the first like couple of pages, I get bored with those too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's across all genres. I'm just having, I think, like you were saying, like an attention problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because this is also happening with shows too for me. Like I kind of will start something and then I'll get bored and not want to do it, or I'll like start a YouTube video, get bored and jump out. Like I think I'm just having, maybe it's like social media overload or something, but just things aren't like grabbing me at all across the board. So it's not just reading. But anyway, maybe I'll come back to Tender as the Flesh at some point. But I did start listening to, and I usually don't like to listen to books that are fiction, but I started listening to The Midnight Library, and that one, I don't know if you've read that.
I haven't.
I'm like 40% through because I can like listen while I'm cooking and like doing things. So that's been a little bit easier to like get into, and it is really good so far. I really enjoy it. And so I was looking for something like autumnal, and this isn't really that, but like, I don't know. It's fun. It's a fun read. Totally different genre. I don't even know what to call it. It's just like fiction.
Okay. That's fun. All right. At least you found that. That's good.
Yeah, something. And then I downloaded Grady Hendrix's new book, but that's an ebook, so I haven't started it because I have to like, physically read it. But that's How to Sell a Haunted House. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. Even his books, though. I tried to read that Final Girl support group and like got bored, bounced out. So
yeah, if it doesn't grab me, it's very hard for me as well or if it irritates me too much. Like I know a lot of people like the book Pen Pal. There was too many things in the beginning where it was like, ooh, I'm scared. No, you don't need to be. Ooh, oh no. Oh no. And I was like, fuck it.
Like, I'm done with this.
I'm out. Give me something to be scared about. Stop tricking me like that. Or if it doesn't grab me, especially a show. Like I was listening to the 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, the Evelyn Hugo husband book. And it was a really cute, clever book. I was curious, right? But not enough. I haven't revisited it.
Yeah. I also feel like I used to be really committed to like, if I started a book, I wanted to finish it. But now I've let go of that. And if I'm not feeling it, I just don't keep. I'll try a couple times to keep myself in it. But if after a couple more tries, I can't keep on with it, I'm like, I'm fucking out of here.
Yeah,
it's
me
not
too.
It's not worth the time. There's so many other things to read and to watch that we don't need to subject ourselves to something that we're not enjoying, Yep,
exactly.
So.
I'll leave the bookmark in it and put it up there. But then if I need a bookmark and it's been sitting up there for quite a while, I'm like, I'm going to have to reread this anyways. So I just pull the bookmark out.
Good point. Anyway, are we ready to jump into this movie?
Yeah, we are ready.
Okay, let's do it. So again, we are talking about War of the Worlds from 2005. Have you seen the original one? I think it's the original from the 50s.
No,
I haven't either.
And the original was a radio show, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I haven't seen. This is the only version of it I've seen. I've heard about it and heard like what happened and stuff, but
yeah. No. Well, I guess to back up, actually, the original is a story. It's a book.
Yes.
That they then read on the radio.
Yes.
And I have a thing on the radio that I'm thinking maybe our little Patreon clip, maybe. So
all right.
We'll put a pin in that. But anyway, this is directed by Steven Spielberg, which I was surprised by. I don't know. It just didn't feel like a Spielberg movie.
Yeah, I'll say when it was over, because I don't know why I didn't realize that when it first started. And when it was over, it said Steven Spielberg. I was like, oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. It didn't have that same kid-like wonder, feel-good vibe that his other movies do. But I think that was partly intentional because he was like, yeah, I've done, E.T., the friendly alien. Now I want to do scary aliens. So
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so we have Tom Cruise for cast as Ray Ferrier, our main character. Dakota Fanning as Rachel Ferrier. Miranda Otto as Marianne, which is weird because wasn't she just in Talk to Me?
Yes, she was. The mom.
I was like, that's weird. Yeah, twice in a row. Now she's been the mom. Anyway, Justin Chatwin played Robbie, and Tim Robbins, this is my honorable mention, played Harlan Ogilvy, who, of course, was in Jacob's Ladder.
Yes.
I was like, oh, Tim Robbins.
Oh, yeah, he's in a lot.
Yeah, quick little cameo. Okay, budget was $132 million. Box office was $603.9, so basically $604 million, which is huge. I think I saw this in theaters. Did you?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember if I saw it in the theater or not.
Yeah. For ratings, we have IMDb gave it a 6.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes gives it a 76%, and 79% of Google users like this movie. I forgot to look up Letterboxd, and I also forgot to look up a little summary about this movie. But if you don't know what this is about, like, I don't know how to help you. So, okay, that's it for that. So, I guess we'll just go on now to Felicia. What did you think about this movie?
Oh, so
I love that we're skipping this now. I think this is the first time that I've done the research for a movie that we're like not really super committed to this, like explaining the whole movie, and I'm pumped about it.
It feels good. We might need to keep doing that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, first I want to say thank you to Tawny for letting me. Thank you for Tawny for letting me pick these movies. I'm so excited. And for anybody who's like, oh, this movie it's not really horror. It was hard. I sent a list of horror movies alien related movies I wanted to watch and I was excited to watch. And some of them don't really fit in horror, but they're fun to talk about. And I think the biggest thing that will make me bummed about traveling for work is that I don't get a full 4 episodes of Alien movies.
Yeah.
That is baloney. But you asked me how I feel about this movie. I love this movie. It is so much fun. I've talked about this before, the element of surprise. I'm not ready for this feeling, not today, not today.
Yeah, that's
I'm not ready. I love it when you have like this little hint of something and I'm just like, I'm so giddy like a child. So I'm looking around like, there's rain here. This, like, what could it possibly be? And then there's like the news. The kids are watching is like, oh, a lightning storm. Oh, it's starting. That's what I said to Steve. Oh, it's starting. They don't know yet, though. And I get just so excited and giddy. This also is a movie I realized that scares me. And I had this whole conversation with Steve because he was like, no, this is a good movie. I mean, but the problem is it's not scary. And I'm like, oh, I disagree. I'm scared. There's just something about these what if type movies that I get just like right into it. And I think, God, imagine how terrifying. Like I'm constantly saying that to me. But I think these aliens coming down are so like out of this world. Not meaning the pun, but right. To him, that it doesn't scare him. Like if it was something about real like disease or something that was like real life stuff, it'd be more scary. But to me, I'm in it to win it. Like I'm fucking like, if this happened, oh God, how terrifying would this be? And the whole element as well is this man is not only having to protect himself, but having to protect his kids, and they're looking to him to be protected and he doesn't know what the fuck to do. Like what, So anyway, I really enjoy this movie. I had a whole lot of fun with it. I thought it was scary. I thought it was interesting too. The whole premise of what ended up killing them was like, we have the right to be here because we've built up the immunities to these diseases and bacteria and things like that. And the smallest thing is what took them down. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how else we would have taken them down. If it was just like we were going around blowing them up? And I mean, so I think it's a clever way. I know some people did not like that because it was anticlimactic, but I thought it made it more realistic. And the last thing I'll say, and then I'll hear about if you hated it or not. I loved the way the aliens looked, the actual aliens that came out of the ships. I loved it. I loved
They were
it.
cool.
Yeah. That's and I think one of my favorite scenes is when they're in the basement and that like the camera thing is going around.
Yeah.
I always remembered that scene and feel real tense around it. So
that one is really tense. Yeah.
That's how I feel about that. How about you, Tawny?
I was split. Overall, I don't think I liked it very much.
Okay.
But I did like the disaster, like what you're kind of talking about, like the disaster portions of the movie were crazy and scary. And I felt like it held up pretty okay, like graphics wise. And it's like scary, you know, like when shit's just blowing up, like when they drive under that like railway and that's like just fucking being like blown up behind them and stuff. Like all of that stuff is kind of what makes me feel scared because it's like, you know, disaster movie, like you're saying, what do you do? How would you handle this situation? And so I felt like I really liked that stuff. And then I flip-flopped constantly all the way through the movie where I was like, that's dumb. And then I would be like, okay, I don't know. Maybe this is okay. You know, like when they were like, when there was a big hole in the ground and everybody gathered around it right in the beginning. I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And then everybody's going to touch it. Like, in no world would I be touching any of this. It looks clearly like it's hot as fuck. And so I asked, I was like, you're going to fucking burn yourself. I was like, is that hot? But I asked it like sarcastically and he picked it up and somebody else in the crowd asked, is that hot? And then he was like, no, it's freezing. So that was one of those moments where I was like, dumb. But I was like, okay, all right. I kind of like that it was cold. That was good. And so I did that a lot through the movie where I'd be like, no, okay, no, that was actually pretty dumb, you know? More than anything, the fucking characters were driving me nuts. I loved Dakota Fanning as a little girl. She was great. Oof. Amazing performance. But fucking, what's his name? Ray Ferrier as a person was so irritating to me. I was getting so annoyed. And then Robbie, with his sudden need to join the army, also fucking annoying to me. So I'm like, you know, 2/3 of the main people in this movie are just irritating me all the way throughout. So I think that's mostly why I didn't have a good time. It wasn't like the plot or the story. It was like the characters that were really getting to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I totally agree with that because Tom Cruise's character is despicable. He's kind of shitty. Shitty dad. And just kind of, oh my gosh, just right from the beginning, like feed yourselves. I'm out of here. Like Dakota Fanning was awesome. And I felt that bond with her brother and really very cute, how it showed where they don't even count on him. She doesn't even see him as a protector at this point. I thought that was good. But yeah, he was, I don't know. I agree with you. And then the boy, so I understand, I thought that was good, you know, the relationship with his dad because it's non-existent. But I guess we just didn't get to know him enough to know why. I didn't get any indication that he wanted to join the military and help people until he was trying to actually jump into the trucks with the military.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you had that one glimpse of him helping when he's helping the people. He goes and risks his life to help the people over the car thing. And then I was like, oh, okay, so this is kind of like, this is who he is. But those are the only 3 glimpses you get. When he tries the first time, when he helps those people, and then when he actually goes.
And then he's like determined to run into the line of fire. And Jade and I were, because he'd watched it with me, we were both just like, what the fuck are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you even trained to like know how to shoot a gun? Like what, even if you found a fucking gun and it was loaded, would you even know how to use it? Like, what are you doing? Like, how are you going to help, dude? Like,
I said the same thing. I said that to Steve. I was like, what is he going to do? Jump in one of the tanks? And even if there was an empty tank,
exactly.
Does he know how to drive the tank? What is he doing? Where is he going? This makes no sense. The alien ship thingamajiggers are gigantic, lasering shit. What are you gonna do? Even if you found a gun and you knew how to shoot a gun, are you gonna shoot the gun at the big like alien whatever vehicle thingamajigger that's lasering everything?
It's clearly not working. Even.
It's clearly not working. Yeah, that was freaking ridiculous. That was ridiculous. What I did like about this scene was before it, when they got away and they were up on that hill overlooking all the, that was scary. That was oh my God, what do you do?
Yeah.
And then the thing comes right there.
Ugh.
But yeah. I agree with you. This was ridiculous. It was
so
stupid. I get it when the trucks are driving and, you know, you want to get in the truck and you want to help. Okay. I didn't understand it. Especially because you're abandoning your little sister who you're all she has so far because your dad's track record is really terrible.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter anymore. You just want to go beat the aliens. That's fine. But yeah, that scene was this fucking kid.
So stupid, dude.
I thought they did a good job, though. It was so tense where not like, Tom Cruise is on his son. I keep calling him Tom Cruise, but the dad's on his son. He's like, don't go, let me go, don't go, let me go. But then this family's trying to take the little girl. Yeah. That was stressing me out. I'm like,
that was stressful.
Fucking leave him. go get the kid. Go get her. Oh my God.
He's a lost cause. But also I was like, you already did this and had this conversation with your sister where he wanted to go and she was like, don't leave me. Anytime she cried, by the way, I cried. I was like, just immediate waterworks. She was so
good, convincing. Right?
Yeah. I just was like, no, I felt so bad for her. But I was like, how are you you already did this and had this conversation with her and you just don't give a shit about your sister? Like, there's no consideration for her even? Like, fuck off, dude.
Yeah, nothing. You don't want to protect her at all. Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, I agree with you there. That was, maybe the book develops them all a lot better. Yeah. The characters.
Yeah, but I was not having that.
I do want to say I had to laugh too. So finally, when they get to the mom at the very end, they make it all the way up to where is she, like Boston or wherever she is. And Steve and I were like, wow, like they just stopped the aliens before they got to Boston because there's some like screwed up cars in the street, but the houses like perfect.
Pristine. Yeah.
There was like nothing wrong. They just like came out of the house like they just had tea. But there was some jacked up cars, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Thank God.
No, it was a happy ending.
Yes. No, I'm glad, that I'm really glad the little girl didn't die. So she got to be with her mom.
I could have done without Robbie. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. It was almost like too happy of an ending. You know what I mean? Like I was like, how did he survive?
Yeah, he made it all the way back on his own. And even it's almost like they had him in the story. And then they're like, we don't want him anymore. And then they ended, and I know it's not the movie because the book, I don't know anything about the book though. And then at the end, they're like, oh shit, we forgot about Robbie. What should we do? Yeah. Should we have him be dead or should we have him be there? Let's have him be there.
Yeah. You know what? This is a Spielberg movie. We need to have a happy ending. Yes. Put him in, It's like, okay.
Oh my God.
Anyway, okay. I feel like I've hit a lot of my complaints. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, one thing I was curious about that I wasn't getting. Okay. So when the ships were acting all crazy, I said, is it because the aliens are sick? The alien inside the ship is driving it weird because the vehicle is just a machine. So how would it get sick? But then why is the vehicle squishing people and making them bleed? And then why is the bloody vines dying now? And Steve was like, because I was like, they're not attached to the ships or the ships wouldn't be able to walk around. So I'm confused. How do we know that the aliens are dying? And then I was like, well, maybe if we just squirt huge amounts or just totally drench the world with huge amounts of human blood, those vines would grow. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just what would happen if you did that. If the world was soaked in blood, the vines would grow. But it made it seem like it was attached to them, but it couldn't have been because they were like walking around. So yeah, I was just kind of confused about all of that.
That's a good question. I didn't come across anything about that in research, but yeah, good question. Because that was my assumption too, is that the alien inside was sick, and so they couldn't pilot the ships as well. anymore. And it could even be that the ships are like kind of connected to them somehow. Like there's some kind of biological sci-fi connection or something. But like, yeah, I don't know what the purpose of the vines are. I mean, that guy says, Harlan says like they are spraying our blood out like some type of fertilizer or something. But it was like...
Yeah, so maybe that's just what happens. Yeah, because then at the end when our main character like grabs the vine and it crumbles and he's like, it looks like they're dying. Well,
yeah.
No, it just looks like they haven't sprayed a lot of blood in this area, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and wait, what's the long game? If you kill all the humans and spray their blood all over,
then what?
You're going to run out of humans.
Yeah, you're going to run out of blood. And then what? Like, what were they doing? What were the aliens even doing?
I don't know. That's a good question. And this is something also that like weird kind of annoyed me now as an adult, like where we are with our planet right now. Like in the very beginning, the quote from the story is something about like, you know, for years that the aliens looked upon us with envy or something like that. Looked upon our world with envy. I don't have the exact quote. But I was like, really? Like, I don't know. What do we have that they don't have? And what are they trying to, you know, I feel like that's a lot of these like sci-fi alien movies is like they come here and they terraform the planet for because they need, I don't know what, oxygen, water, resources. Like, what?
Yeah, how would they know they needed blood?
Human blood.
Human blood. Maybe because they're coming down and picking people off like the, you know, what am I trying to say? You know, abductions.
Yeah.
So maybe they're doing some abductions. Okay.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
And they realized, ooh, this blood is what? We should soak their earth in it? Well, and they must be drinking it or feeding off of it or something since they got sick.
They must. Yeah.
Right?
They must. And there is the whole question of having them in the ground already, having the ships in the ground already.
Oh, so yeah, this was planned. So they knew they wanted to do this before there were humans. Didn't they say that this was planted well before we were here? Just in case we want to come down and tear the shit up. Let's put our ships in there. We don't know what's going to happen, but unless if you think back to, okay, so I'm going into like back to like the Babylonian times and the whole idea that aliens actually put people on the earth because there was a huge jump in the ability from like caveman then to create music and mathematics that they can't account for. So like if there was an alien intervention there, so they populated the earth with us. And so maybe they did plant the ships and then populated the earth with us. And then the ships are there just in case, like we didn't work out.
Yeah.
So maybe that's all it is. Maybe we didn't work out. Maybe they're just like, that shit's fucked up, which I get it. And so they're like, let's go. Let's totally destroy them. Let's nourish the earth with their blood and start over. But we don't know because they died. They didn't plan for that. They didn't plan for the diseases.
And there was no like explanation. So many questions, dude. Yeah. Because it is sort of like, if they were here for the Earth's resources, why wouldn't they have just taken those when they planted the ships? Mm-hmm. How would they have known in the future that they would need human blood? Or maybe they just need any kind of blood, organic blood. But again, all the animals seemed fine. They leave the animals alone, it seems like. So many questions.
So it almost seems like maybe they didn't need us or our blood. They were just destroying us. And what they came up with was, we get the people, we squeeze them, we juice them. We just juice them. That's what we do. And then inside the ship, they have like maybe a little spout that fills the little cup up with blood and they're drinking while they're juicing the rest of the world. And then, but why not just burn healthy. Them all? I don't know.
So many questions. I think I don't know about the original story, but I think part of the thought process was that they wanted to keep it. I know that the story is told from kind of first person, right? Hold on. I think I took a note on this. Because the makers wanted the film to be a first-person account of an alien invasion, just like the original novel, where the reader learns nothing beyond the protagonist's experiences, there are very few panoramic images throughout the film. Almost all the shots, especially during the tripod attacks, were filmed with a camera set at a person's eye level, imitating an individual's point of view in order to heighten the personal experience. So I think that's probably part of what it is, is like they want, we don't have any explanation because like as just a regular everyday person, you wouldn't have it. You'd be left to wonder. So I don't hate that they don't answer these questions. I do still have them, but like it doesn't bother me really.
I really like that actually. That's very clever and not something we usually get. But you're absolutely right. First person point of view, if we went through that, all we know is what happened. Which was only the span of like a couple of days?
Yeah, it's like really fast.
And then they're done. Mm-hmm. And then maybe we found out in the future, because they did experiments, that it was like our diseases or whatever that caused them to die. We wouldn't know why they were here. We wouldn't know why they were juicing us. They would. Some people got juiced. Some people got stabbed like by a scorpion thing. And then some people just got burned and blown up. We wouldn't know.
Yeah.
And we hope they wouldn't come back.
Yeah, for whoever got to fucking survive. They were just cleaving through people.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
I guess not the most terrible way to go if you were, I'd rather be lasered because it's like you were disintegrated pretty fast. I wouldn't want to have been stabbed or juiced.
Totally would not want to be juiced.
That's the worst one.
It's got to be bad.
That's the worst one.
Yeah. I will say on the note of the vaporizing, I was like, this is very scary, the idea of people being vaporized. But for some reason, I don't know if you noticed this, as it was happening behind Tom Cruise as he was like running, and people were just getting vaporized, in the air, there's just like falling pants. There's just pairs of pants falling. And it was like cracking me the fuck up because there were no other types of clothing. There wasn't like a jacket or a shirt or shoes or anything. It was just pants. And I was like,
pants what? Everywhere?
Just pants. And it happened later, in that scene where they're coming over the hill and vaporizing people again. And I was like, not more pants.
There were those pieces of like material, right? Coming down, floating around.
Maybe like little tiny,
but not pants. I wonder why.
I don't know.
It's like jeans are very.
You can't vaporize denim.
Sturdy. Yeah.
I don't know, but you should go back and look.
I'm gonna go back and look. Okay.
I was almost like, it feels so intentional. Like, how do you only end up with pants? Like, whoever was doing the graphics for this.
Yeah.
How did you?
It
you
does
know what
seem
I mean?
intentional. Like, well, I did some deep research on jeans, and jeans are not affected by this alien laser.
Right.
Yeah. I do know that there was at one point, I must have saw something. Maybe someone got blown up and there was like the part of its shirt or something. And I was like, how does that not get vaporized? The whole body, the flesh, the bones, everything vaporizes instantly, but not this material.
Yeah.
Like even the material that's floating around. Well, I mean, I guess it would be ashes, but I don't know. I know that crossed my mind at one point.
Yeah, totally good point. Why wouldn't the clothes vaporize as well? They probably should, right? They would vaporize if your organic material vaporized, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was funny to me. Pants just.
Okay, I'm going to have to go back and look.
Yeah, you should. Maybe I'll try to take a video or something. I'm going to make a note. Video of pants. I'm going to do that real lo-fi just on my phone. On the TV and post it.
I did like another really terrifying situation was when they had the car and the gun and just the I think that one of the scariest things are people, right? Just people losing their shit, trying to take a car, killing each other to have this car, almost kidnapping his kid. Like, God.
I wanted to like this, but this irritated me a lot because I agree. People panicking is I love it. I love seeing it portrayed in movies because I think it's one of the scariest because it's just unpredictable and you never know what you're going to do in an emergency. And so it makes sense that people would panic. You can't control that with that many people. So I love stuff like that. But I feel like it's not often done very well. I don't think it's like, set up in the way that it makes sense because this was annoying the shit out of me. I was like, they are driving to this ferry and these people are just trying to get on the ferry. So they're trying to steal the car. Why? I feel like you would actually make it faster on foot because you saw him drive into this group of people and he had to slow way down because it was like people were trying to take over the car. So why would you try to steal the car? You're watching everybody. This made no sense. And then I was like, and then what? You get in this car and you drive it onto this ferry? Where is the ferry gonna go? Like, I was like, from the very beginning part of this, I felt like clearly these aliens are targeting people. So my main goal would be to get the fuck away from any group of people I could. I would be going out by myself, probably, with my family. But instead, we get on this ferry, and then I'm like, what? And then what? You get on the ferry? How fast does a ferry go? Probably less than 60 miles an hour. Like, what? I was so confused about it. And the conflict over the car just felt like, for what? Unless you try to drive away, but that's not what it seemed like people were doing. They seemed to keep going in the same direction as the ferry.
Yeah, you're right. Now that I think about it, I thought they would try to drive away and you get a lot farther quicker with a car. So I got, that's the value of the car. So maybe they were hoping to get on the ferry, get across to the other side, and then drive that car even further faster. Yeah. So you just would get, once you were on the road, you would be able to get away faster because apparently, like Boston was real safe,
Right.
Not much damage there. So yeah, if you just keep driving up to Maine, probably nobody even knows what's going on up there.
Yeah.
But I did say same thing. Steve and I both said the same thing. I would, that big whole chunks of people, groups of people trying to get on this ferry. I said, that's the last thing I'd be trying to get on. Yeah. I do not want to be getting on that ferry. And then what? And all the aliens are attracted to people. It's when they're off on their own, like kind of slinking through the forest, that it's the best for them. So I agree with you. I'd be totally on their side. Maybe I'd be trying to swim across the water or finding a little dinghy to go across the water, something. But that freaking ferry looked like a bad idea. And it was. Yeah.
And it was. Yep. Although I didn't expect there to be one under the water. Like, oh, yeah. Oh, shit. That's good.
Ooh, yeah. That was good. Oh, yeah. God.
Oh, and that whole scene, any of these like disaster, like high action type scenes, I really liked. Like they were very scary and tense, like that car falls in on them and there's people in the cars fucking drowning. Like I was like, oh God, this is fucking terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. I agree with you. Real great action.
Yeah. But yeah, fuck that. Just go off on your own, dude.
I love those little aliens walking through the basement. Other end of the house and just like looking at stuff and crawling around. I thought they were beautiful. Like, yeah, I actually have cool.
I have a couple notes. Actually, it's just to hit so with the underwater stuff during the filming, when the ferry capsizes, Steven Spielberg played a prank on Tom Cruise and Dakota Fanning by playing the Jaws theme song through massive underwater speakers on the soundstage. Which is fun.
That's fun. That's a lot of fun.
But then the basement scene. So I have when the aliens are investigating the junk in the basement, one of them plays with a bicycle wheel. This is a reference to the original book. The main character observes that with all the advanced technology the aliens possess, they do not use any wheels and wonders if the alien life form had skipped the invention of the wheel.
Oh, yeah, because they were very curious about how the wheel was going around.
I also feel like it could be Steven Spielberg.
I thought you were going to say E.T.
Yeah.
Like a nod to E.T. That's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah. Well, I don't know that maybe it was. I didn't find any like trivia about it, but I also feel like it can be that too.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I guess because their technology is so advanced, but they were so curious about that wheel. They were curious about photographs. Mm-hmm. Like real basic stuff that Well, I mean, I guess if you are born and grow up in the most advanced, so let's say I don't know, any type of futuristic movie you've seen where the future is all like super fancy and not like Waterworld or Armageddon type stuff. And you grew up in that world, then if you were to see, oh shit, I don't even need to say super advanced. There's people that don't know what VHS tapes are. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, it doesn't even need to be that advanced. Yeah, you wouldn't know. You would have never seen that type of stuff before.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could ride around in something that's like hovers above the ground and just speeds around like the Jetsons, then you'd be like, what is this?
Yeah, you'd be like, what do you even need this for?
What do you even need this thing for? What is this?
Yeah, that whole sequence, I feel like was really cool because it also, you have this added element of Harlan Ogilvy, which I guess the name and the character is kind of an amalgamation of a few different people from the original story. So, but he was kind of a wild card. Like you kind of didn't know, at least I as a viewer at the beginning, I was like, oh, I think I know what this guy's about. But then I like didn't. And he was acting very erratically, which you would probably because you're dealing with this insane thing. And then he's drinking a lot. And on top of that, this guy could have like mental illness that we don't know about too, you know? So I liked that he had to kill him. Like he was like, you are going to give away our position and I can't have you risking my daughter anymore. Like there are definite moments of this movie that feel horror to me. And that's one of them. Mm-hmm. And then of course the showers of blood. That was like, God damn, I don't remember this being in this movie.
I was wondering about that. Maybe I just missed something, but it looked like he was digging to get out. So I didn't know why he didn't just let him go, why he did have to go in there and kill him.
Oh, because
he was being loud? Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Because I think that's what was happening is he was like, you need to keep your fucking voice down, bro. And he was like, we just got to dig to wherever he was trying to go. Boston.
Yeah, I agree with you on that because they're down there with this guy and you don't know what he's going to do. Is he going to kill us? Is he going to hurt my kid? Is he really helpful? Yeah, humans are scary. And then he ended up being scary. No, I tricked you to come down here. Because I wondered that when they ran in and then he closed it. I'm like, was he just looking for two people? Like, I know, I thought that too. Of people running, like, let's get a lot of people. But then he's like, yeah, no, I got you down here because we're going to fight. Oh my God, how terrifying. This is the last thing I want to do. I'm just trying to protect my kid and myself. And ugh.
Yeah.
Steve didn't like he said what was throwing him is, he's like, we have this advanced civilization and this is what they've come up with. This, like tripod of a robot ship walking around the earth. That's what he was saying is like, they couldn't come up with something better. And I'm like, no one's been able to take it down.
Yeah, true.
I mean, it doesn't look that great maybe, but they don't seem to be having any problems. And he's like, yeah, I guess you're right. So like a tank doesn't even take it down. It's like nothing. It's like a splinter. Yeah. So it's pretty damn good design, if you ask me.
Okay. I think most of it is that shield around it, right? That you can't even see. Yeah. And so I feel like it is a lot more advanced maybe than it looks. And definitely it feels like the design is a callback to the original because I think they're all like a tripod type design.
Yep, you're right.
But they did look a little bit silly, like with their big, you know what I mean? Like 3 tentacle-y legs. So, but they obviously were formidable. You couldn't beat them. So,
yeah, you actually had to get a bomb inside of it, like a grenade inside of it, in order to take it down.
Yeah, I liked that scene. I thought that was a good scene, getting the grenade in there and. Everybody pulled him out. But I was like, I like how they just let that last guy die. Yeah. And now they're like, no, Tom Cruise.
Can't let Tom Cruise die. Was maybe because he had his kid. I don't know.
That's kind of what I figured
dad. Too. We don't know if that other person is a dad or not.
Now we found the will to help. I don't know.
Yeah, grab him. Oh, goodness.
Something else that very much annoyed me is about the main character, Ray. From the beginning of the movie, I was like, oh, this guy is just the best at everything. Like, somehow he's like, has knowledge in every single thing and he's the best at everything. And that annoyed me because I was like, I don't know, it just feels unrealistic as a character. And at the same time, they were trying to portray him as just this. He's just a dad. He's just a dad trying to save his family. But I'm like, okay, at the same time you're doing that, he's somehow like the hero of this movie because they said something at the very beginning about him being the fastest at forklifts, you know?
Oh, whatever. Yeah. Moving those big thingamajiggers.
Yeah.
Those thingamajiggers. Those big.
What are they? Shipping containers.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so maybe a forklift isn't the right word. I can't remember, but when he was driving.
But that thing, yeah.
Yeah, and then after right when shit starts popping off, he's like talking to the mechanic. He's like, try the solenoid. Blah, blah. I'm like, okay, he's the only person in this fucking mechanic shop that thought to do that. He's not a mechanic, but maybe he was.
Well, he works at the shipping yard.
Yeah, he's like really good at forklifts, and he's also the best mechanic that anybody's ever seen.
A whole
because he was right.
Building of mechanics are like, I don't know how to fix this car. Well, I guess the alien whatever electromagnetic field is what shut down the car. So they were like, shit, I don't know what to do. But you're right. Tom Cruise knows what to do. He knows what to do when the alien electricity shuts everything down. How would he know?
Yeah. And then no one else has thought of that. I mean, they do eventually, like later on, I think we see some other cars driving around. So other people obviously figured out what to do. But I just was like, okay, we have one car driving down the road. He's the only person who's figured out how to do this. It was a very short period of time, so I get that. But it just, in the context of the movie, like it was like too much to make this guy so smart and know what to do about everything. I mean, he doesn't, but he does, you know? So I feel like that's what's annoying is they try to walk this line. Because then at the very end, he's like yelling to the military people. He's all, the birds, there's no shield up there. I'm like, you're telling me that he's the only fucking person who noticed that? Come the fuck on. We've got just tons of military people out here fighting this thing for the last, like, however long, 32 hours or whatever. And literally nobody noticed that the birds are touching. Like, come on, dude. I was like,
that's true. That's so true.
Ugh. Maybe it's just that I'm not a Tom Cruise fan or something. But.
He also knew everything about like the storm. Well, he went out there and he's like, do you notice how the wind is going towards the storm instead of away? I honestly, I don't know that I would have. I mean, thinking of tornadoes and stuff, I would assume, or twisters, that the wind is going towards it and circling around. I don't know. I'm just a normal person. So I don't know that I would have went out there and went, weird, the wind is blowing the wrong way. So apparently he's like really good at that too, like weatherology or science.
He's had a lot of careers, Felicia.
Yeah.
He was a meteorologist, he was a mechanic, and now he's the best forklift driver around. And so he obviously knows how to do everything.
He knows everything. I do agree with Tom Cruise there. There were times that it was really good. I mean, he did a good job as far as I think the acting, but there are also times, like, for example, when he's running around when the stuff is happening, like the earth is cracking and nobody knows what's going on. And he has this look on his face, like he's worried and smiling at the same time, like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like, and then like there's a big hole and he's like kind of smiling, but like, whoa. I'm like, you would be so terrified. And then there was this one, God, when was it? I could just picture it. Maybe it was in the basement where he is like, it's really close up on his face. He has his hands there. And then he goes like, and he raises up and there's tears and he's like this. And I'm like, wow. It's just so acted, that I almost could feel him going, all right, guys, close up on me. I'm going to do this real powerful thing. It's going to be great. Just, all right, everybody come in. Let's do this. This is the feeling I'm getting when I'm watching him act.
100%, dude. Yes. And we felt the same way, even about like the big kind of action-y scenes that are happening. Like Jade and I were watching and Jade was like, I just feel like this had to be Tom Cruise's idea, right? Like, he had to be the one to be like, okay, Steve,
Yes.
Okay, Steve, here's what we're going to do. We're going to blow up this fucking like railway, or like you're saying, okay, get a close up on me. It just, I don't know. I get that vibe too. And so we have no basis for that, but it does feel like that. I do have a note also that this is one of the only few films to be nominated for an Oscar and a Razzie. And I think it was probably nominated for multiple Oscars. Specifically for the Razzie, it was Tom Cruise as worst actor. And I do feel like there's moments that he does a good job, and then other moments where I'm like, this is a fucking weird performance, dude. Like,
I totally agree. He's just, even when he was having that moment with his son where he's being a total prick and like he threw the ball really fast, he had that smirk on his face still, this smile, this I'm an asshole smile. And then I loved it when he threw the ball really fast and his son moved and it crashed his window. I was like, fuck you. But yeah, the whole time it was very, I agree. I'm so curious I could picture him going through the whole movie like, yeah, all right, guys. Yeah, no, I think it'd be better if you caught me doing this, like,
right.
Like this and like really have me fly through the air. I don't know. I could picture this whole thing.
Yeah, I agree totally. I guess like Spielberg did want to do this with Tom Cruise after working with him on Minority Report, so he picked like War of the Worlds to be their next project. So I just have got to imagine that he did have a say in a large part of what was going on. Although I also did read though that I'm going to talk about this post-production thing in a second, but because there was such a fast turnaround on the post-production of this work, Steven Spielberg had to drop out of the appearance on the Oprah Winfrey show with Tom Cruise. And this is the episode where he like jumped on the couch.
Oh no.
This like very pop culture moment.
Yeah, because he was dating Kate
Moss?
No, that's a model. The brown-haired actress from Dawson's Creek, I think it was. Oof. Kate
Middleton. I'm really guessing.
Kate
I have
Middleton
no idea.
Is the Princess of England? Like it's like
okay. I don't know.
Kate Middleton is Prince Edward, Prince Charles, so one of those, Edward, I think, his wife.
We don't know.
Kate Moss is a supermodel.
I thought he was dating a supermodel.
But it's not this
Kate Moss.
No, it's not Kate Moss. He was probably marrying someone, but Kate, Tom Cruise's wife. Sorry, her ex-wife, Tom Cruise. Holmes, Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes. That's who it is.
Yeah,
she was super young, and she said something like she had a crush on him, and then he just went after that. He's like, "Yeah, someone's crushing on me," and so then he like took, and then he jumped. He was so excited about dating her, he jumped on the.
That's so what it was about? The couch jumping?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was about. I'm in love, Oprah. And then he grabbed her hands, and like I'm pretty sure this is unless
We're gonna
he
have
had
to
another crazy breakdown at the same time. So Katie Holmes was, she's young, and when she was very young, and said that she had a crush on Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise just zeroed in on that and was like, and then dated her, married her. Then there was the whole Scientology thing with her. But I believe Tom Cruise on couch, Oprah.
I assumed it was something about this movie because Steven Spielberg said like after this he would not work with Tom Cruise again because of the experience and the Scientology. Like he was like doing a lot of trying to, I think, convert a lot of people like on set and throughout the process. And he was like not happy about this couch jumping because he was like, this is making the movie look bad. So I assumed it had something to do with the movie.
So during an appearance on Oprah Winfrey's talk show in May 2005, the actor was supposed to be promoting the movie, but instead jumped onto her couch to proclaim his love for Katie Holmes. At one point, Tom said, "Yes, we're talking about War of the Worlds."
Weird.
Guy is so weird. He's so weird.
Oh, man. That was a moment. That was a pop culture moment that I was there for, but I couldn't remember what the context of it was.
How old was Tom Cruise when he jumped on the couch is what someone Googled. So silly. 42. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's 42. And Katie Holmes at the time was 26.
Oh, okay.
But,
so 20, almost a 20-year.
Yeah.
Difference.
But I think it was more like because she was really young when she was like, I remember the video of her like going, oh, I have a crush on Tom Cruise. It was really, I mean, because 26, she's a woman, a grown woman, but like, I don't remember when she said that. Was she 26 when she said that? But I remember it just seemed like she was so young. And then he was like, she has a crush on me.
I mean, fucking 26 is young, right?
Yeah, it is very young. But yeah. I thought almost like she had said it when she was a teenager.
Oh, even younger than that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking would not surprise me.
Anyway, that's Tom Cruise. Yeah, maybe it would have been better if somebody else with real great acting ability would have been the main character of the movie.
I think so, because I think some of this was really weird to me. Like sometimes he would flip and he would act really different. And I didn't like, this was part of my annoyance too, is like when he's like freaking out about them and they get to the mom's house and no one's there. And he's like, let me make, he's like freaking out. He's like, we're just going to eat some food. I'm going to make you a sandwich. I'm going to make you a peanut butter sandwich. Everything's great, right? Like it's this like panicked, sarcastic, passive aggressive behavior. And I fucking hate that. Like just dealing with that as in another person. Cause it's like very erratic and chaotic and I hate it. And then to watch this character do that, I was so annoyed with him. And I was just like, fucking relax, dude. Like, what are you? He was so annoying to me in that moment. But that felt a little bit out of character. Like he returns to that a couple times, but then other moments he seems like pretty level-headed and, just trying to survive. And so it just felt really erratic. I wonder if this was like it makes sense that it would be a very erratic time in Tom Cruise's life. And that comes through in this movie also, in the performance of this character.
It's almost like, okay, everybody, I'm going to give you the performance of a lifetime.
Yeah.
And then he's like, and then he goes and launches into this ridiculous, I totally agree with you. I thought it was ridiculous. He's making I'm making peanut butter. I'm throwing peanut butter on the window. And I remember I was like, I mean, I'm sure this house is fully stocked with food. Like, I mean, this is a beautiful house. And it wasn't, I mean, I guess you could say he didn't want to eat their food, but he didn't mind taking shelter in their house.
Totally.
So
there's an emergency situation.
I'm sure
you're going to eat their food.
There's plenty of food. What are you doing? It made no sense. No sense at all.
Yeah. It's just, it was like.
Because he's taking out all these things. I liked that. He's taking all these things. I told you to pack, Robbie. What is this? Is like everything that you had in your refrigerator. Just highlighting more of what a loser dad this guy is. So you'd think he would say, okay, whatever. I'm sure your mom has something and make the kids some food. It was stupid.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. This guy was just really unlikable.
As he really was.
So I had a hard time because I was like, I don't care. I just care about Dakota Fanning's character. Rachel. She's very cute. I want her to be okay.
She was a very good actress in this movie.
Oh God,
just
so
terrified. Good. Very, very, very good.
Yeah. So I mentioned this really quick about just like the schedule. It was really, really, really fast. So I thought this was cool that the crew only started filming 7 months prior to the movie's release, after a pre-production phase that lasted only 3 months. That's almost half of a normal schedule.
Wow.
That's fast.
That's very fast.
And then filming was done for 72 days, spread out over 4 months. And in order to finish all 500 plus CGI effects in time, Steven Spielberg did all the big action scenes in the early stages of the shooting so that they could start working on it while they kept shooting. And from start to release, the movie was basically finished in 10 months, an unusually short amount of time for such a special effects driven film.
Is there a reason why they wanted to just push Like make it so fast?
I feel like I read something about it, but I don't remember and I didn't take the note. I think there was like a schedule thing that they were trying to get done for either the release time or maybe it was due to like a
one of the actors
conflicting
or something.
schedule.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't remember. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just, yeah, that's really fast.
Yeah. The last piece of trivia that I have that I thought was interesting is that Steven Spielberg owns one of the last copies of the Orson Welles radio script, which he purchased at an auction.
Oh, that is cool.
He had wanted to make this movie decades ago, or years ago. Sorry, I don't know where I got decades. From the time that they made it, but decided against it when Independence Day was released. Maybe because it was too similar.
Yeah.
But
I immediately thought that when I was talking about if you just had the military shoot down these aliens versus it being a disease. And then I thought, oh, that's like very much like Independence Day.
Yeah. There's also a lot of other movies that fit into this kind of story too. Cause like as we were watching it, I was like, Jay, do you remember what happens in the end of this movie? I can't remember. I was like, is it this? I asked 3 things, but I won't say what they are because I don't want to like spoil other movies. But I was like, is it this, or this that kills the aliens? And he was like, I'm pretty sure it's one of those. And then we got to the end and I was like, oh yeah, that's what it was. But it's really similar to a handful of other movies that I was like, huh. Interesting.
I mean, yeah, like how are you going to get rid of aliens? You know?
Yeah. I like
it's only so
this
many
angle.
options.
Yeah, that they can't actually take them down. And it's like just the nature of our world that did them in.
Yeah, we've earned the right to be here and live on this world.
Yeah. But that's it for me. Do you have any other notes?
No, I don't think I do. Yeah, I enjoy, I think I'm on the same page as you, actually. I enjoyed the action so much. I thought Tom Cruise was a little comical. I loved Dakota Fanning. I liked how it ended. I liked the aliens. And I agreed with all the parts you were like, I don't know about this. Totally agreed. So I feel like I'm on the same page. Maybe I just responded. I liked it. I felt like I liked it more than you, maybe because I just really enjoyed the action more, or I put myself into, I remember saying to Steve, this scared me. Like I feel anxious watching this movie.
Yeah, I think so. But I agree that I like the story and the plot. All of that I think is really good in this movie, the action scenes. It just was the characters that didn't do it for me.
So for the whole radio show and what happened, are we going to make that a Patreon?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's what we'll...
Because I really want to hear about it.
Yeah. So go to our Patreon to listen to that.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I think we're ready to rate it.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, do you want to go first?
Yes. Okay. So I am going to give this movie a 3.5, a 3.5. Okay. Because I was looking at some of my 4s and I think I liked those a little more. Actually, I mean, it was very close. I was going to give this a 4, but I think chatting with you about it, I realized there are some holes in it that I couldn't really score it higher.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I almost scored it a 3.9. But I'm like, no, you know what? I think a 3.5, especially because I have The Fourth Kind as a 3.5. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, because this will be edited out, I was just going back and forth with the score because there are some things that are lacking. But thinking back when I watched it, I just really enjoyed the experience of watching this movie. So I think based on what I have scored other things, I am going to score this. It's not life and death, for the love of God, Felicia. It's not life and death. Okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to score it a 3.9. I am, because it's not quite a 4. I think I like other things that are a 4 more, but it was very close. Definitely uncovered some things that were lacking that I didn't think about fully, but I enjoyed watching it. I've seen it numerous times. I would watch it again. So 3.9 for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just a fun movie for you.
Yeah, it's fun. It was a lot of fun.
I think I've only ever seen it. This is my second time, I think, because I saw it the first time in theaters and just this time. So like I don't have a pull to go back and watch it more. So I'm going to give it a 3.
Okay.
Because I feel like I liked it on the level of my other 3s. Like, I looked at like Stir of Echoes, actually. That's one of the first ones we did. And I feel like maybe I gave that too low of a rating. But like, Don't Worry, Darling, I gave a 3. And
shut up. I'm just kidding.
Sorry to remind you of that. But I liked it more than like I gave like Evil Dead Rise like a 2.7. I liked it more than that. So
okay, good. I actually went back to Evil Dead Rise as well. I was like, oh, yeah. what did I rank that? Because that was a fun ride with some issues. And I saw what I rated it and I'm like, oh no. I liked it more than a 2 point. What did I give? 2.8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2.8.
I definitely liked it more than that. I liked it close to the level of Cloverfield for sure.
Yeah, that's another good one. I gave Cloverfield way higher, but 3.9 though. That one was just great. I just like that one I have some nostalgia for, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
All right. This was awesome. Thank you again, Tawny, for letting me talk about aliens. It was either going to be folk horror, or Alien. And I picked a bunch of folk horror movies I want to watch so bad. But with the anxiety I was feeling with all of my upcoming travel and stuff, I really saw the Alien as more of a fun release. Yeah. And the folk horror might actually build the dread and anxiousness in me. So I'm really excited. And what we're going to do is, since we have been, because of my crazy travel, in my crazy schedule, we are doing only 2 episodes and we haven't been able to do a patron pick or anything like that. For our next episode, we are going to have you guys pick. So really awesome. So we don't know what it is. It's either going to be Arrival or A Quiet Place 2. And we're really excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you'll see. We'll all be excited together. If you like us, please do follow us on Instagram at 2 Chicks and a Horror Flick, or go to your favorite social media platform and we'll be there and you can follow us there. What else, Tawny?
You can support the show by giving us a like, review, and subscribe on whatever podcatcher you're listening to us on. But that's it. So we'll see you next week, and we hope you have such a good night. No nightmares.